Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Look at this beautiful city that we have in front of our armies, boys. It's just a pity it's in the way of our great army. What it has, which is of greater significance, is a great and beautiful big citadel. And it's filled with the world's best cryptocurrency. All the Algorand, the Solana, the Bitcoin Gold, the Neo, the IOTA, the Cardano, the Flow Dot, and of course Dogecoins. So we are going to take this cryptocurrency, boys, and we are going to use it to fix the Balkans. And what is stopping us from just walking in there and taking all of this? Well, there's a big army, and it comes with a lot of archers and a lot of projectiles, both mobile and on foot. But we have certain units which can get into a defensive testudo and it can soak up fire. And we are also not in the business of just taking, we are also in the business of giving our projectiles. We shall be donating today a lot. This is a 1.5 hour battle which I have cut down to half an hour because yes, people don't have a patience to watch 1.5 hour battle, and I'm going to pretty much lose my throat if I try to do that. They are going to lose their heads, but that's another matter. Now there will be the least density of enemy towers is near entry point 1, and that's where we are going to put our army. We are going to use our soul mercenary onager, which costs 1,000 gold, so I'm going to get all the value out of it. I'm going to fire shot into these bushes and set these bushes on fire and burn down the enemy, and it's going to be glorious. We're going to knock these towers down, we're going to breach the walls. You already saw in the beginning what mercenary onager can do, and in the hands of a pro like me, yeah, be afraid, be very afraid. As soon as our onager runs out of ammunition, we are going to move forward our projectiles to start firing at the enemy, which is in the citadel. Of course, we are going to keep a screening force of competency spears in stationary testudo, which is going to protect our projectiles by drawing fire and just allowing the donation process to go on in peace. Finally, our infantry is going to rush into the city because there is no other way. We cannot trick them of getting out of the city. We have to go in and get at them, and that's exactly what we're going to do with our infantry numbers. They're going to punch through their citadel. We are going to keep pushing. We are going to try to go and do some hammer and anvils, so some of our cavalry will have to run around back and get these guys from the back, which gives me a lot of immense amount of joy and pleasure and a lot of happiness. Finally, leaving their king alone in the citadel, where we are going to take his cryptocurrency from him, and that is going to be glorious. Now let's look at the bigger strategic picture. Although we hold the hero city of Tosp, which used to be Armenian, and we are going to destroy this city of Duin, we are not going to raise it, we're going to wreck it. They still have another small city whose name I can't remember. Therefore, raising this city does not give us any advantage, because we are not able to defeat the Armenians. We just have to make sure this city is completely wrecked so that they spend money trying to repair it, which is going to give me time to go and attack them in their last remaining stronghold or wait for some miracle. Therefore, in this episode, we shan't be able to eliminate the Armenians. However, we will deliver an amazing knockout blow. Ladies and gentlemen, lovers of war, traders of great renown, I, the Strategic Indian, bid you welcome to my channel, where our motto is think, practice thinking. If you like the content, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment, which will greatly help with the almighty YouTube algorithm. Wars are expensive. Total wars are totally expensive. Therefore, if you would like to, then you can support my armies and cities via coffee or directly through PayPal. Links are in the description below. Other than a one-time donation, those entering the monthly membership tiers can have my Heaven Shaker armies named after themselves and watch with pride as they blaze their way to glory. For the city builder in you, whole cities can be named after you, which will last the test of time herself. Thanks in advance for any and all support. Now, on with the show.
For God Himself!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. On your screen you can see the hero cities of Tosp and Amida, and from Tosp we have moved outward to the Armenian capital city of Duin, which we are going to wreck as we discussed in this episode. I'm going to take all the projectiles. It costs me money, and that's money which I don't have right now. You can see for the first time we have already gone to negative 211. However, the economy is going to get fixed, just like the Balkans, just like the Empire, just like the Sassanids, the distant empires. We're going to fix them. So here goes our artillery shots. The way you do that is that you select whichever unit you want to aim with. So Kaira ballistas, if you have large onagers, small onagers, mercenary onagers, you press insert on that. Once that unit is selected, then you can right click and move, zoom in, and left click to fire. You can keep doing that in case you are not happy with the orientation, and and of course remember that even if you are perfectly lined on and you fire a shot, there is a probability it might not hit because of wind factors, a lot of other factors. A little bit of chance comes in, and that makes this game a little more difficult, not like the plug and play that Total War has become after Attila, of course. And therefore that gives a lot of joy. However, as you can see, we had it aimed properly, but the wind picks up, the wind speed falls, and therefore you miss shots. So another a trick that I do is that I try to aim towards the top of a tower, because if I miss that shot and I overshoot, then I will be hitting something behind that tower, or probably try to set fire to something. So if this shot missed, which it didn't, it could have set fire to buildings on the back. So that's a little trick that I use. Now, second shot is out, and look at them. They are very nicely, graciously clumping up, which we are going to punish them with. Both the towers are down, and now we are going to start opening up a breach. The point of the breach is that it should be wide enough for my okay, that's a miss, so I'll have to recalibrate. So the breach should be wide enough, just wide enough, that my fire, so the donation which I'm going to do from my projectile units, is pretty concentrated. So if it is very wide, then they might try to shoot at different units. I don't like that. I prefer to keep a small cone, line up my projectile unit right in front of the breach and fire directly into the breach. So what I have done is that before the battle, we have gone ahead and bought the most amount of projectiles that money can buy. Breaking the bank a little bit, but yeah, what can you do? This is Total War after all. Next, when I am firing, I try to fire at a time when there are people on the wall. So typically it takes 7 to 8 shots to break a wall section. So often I would fire 7 shots, and I know that the 8th shot is going to take the wall down. So then I wait for somebody to mount the wall, which if they graciously decide to do, then I send the 8th shot and all those people to death, which gives me a lot of sunshine, a lot of memory, a lot of cryptocurrency that we gain. So there, right there in the background, you can see that's where that king is, that's where the crypto bro, this NFT whale is sitting there. He's got some good Bored Ape memes, you know, these NFTs, because you can't screenshot them, you know, because of this blockchain. You can't screenshot my my Bored Ape NFTs, okay? Don't do that, okay? My lawyer is going to get in contact with your lawyer at the earliest possible convenience, on working days, of course. And yeah, we are going to sue whoever screenshots our NFTs, because yeah, they're protected by blockchain. There, we got it. Look at that. The power of NFTs just compelled these desert Persian levies to give their lives up, and that's how good the system is. Now I'm going to open up a little bit more of the wall, because this hole is not big enough. I generally break 2 contiguous parts of the wall, and that's wide enough, never 3. You can go back to when we fought the elements way back, over a year, no, less than a year back at this point. because the channel is not a year old at this point. It's 11 months old and a week or so. Then I fought the Alevans and I opened up the wall, and that was the first time we used an onager on this channel. And we went ahead and supported our troops very well with the mercenary onagers. So in case you think that opening up 3 wall sections, so 2 in one place and another section of the wall, is not good, you might keep the mercenary onager shots to fire on the enemy troops, right? So here goes another shot. So this wall section will take another wall section shot to break, and therefore I don't take the shot. I move around trying to see if there is an opportunity, because I'm waiting for somebody to get on that wall section. Technically, whenever you are trying to home invade like we are doing over here, we are home invading the Armenian city, then you want to have 2 clear breaches. And what they're going to do is going to give you 2 points of entrances. And remember, you can always break down the doors of the enemy, the city gates, with the with infantry. So they can go up to the city gates and just wreck up whatever is in there. They can break those gates down. So breaking the gate is actually free, so don't waste your ammunition on that unless you need to do it, which we are going to do, mind you. So as the shots go out, I also keep an eye out on that weak section of the wall on my right hand side, and if I see anybody going up there, then I help them. I try to break the wall down. A lot of people are milling around this wall section, so I'm going to take the shot and hopefully this wall breaks. Then these horses and all these archers who are just playing, having a lot of fun, I guess. Right, so here this wall section is about to break, so I'm going to immediately fire because I see some archers nearby. So let's see if we could get a little bit of memory out. A little bit of a memory. Some horses got killed. Okay, a little bit of memory. Now, since I've taken that shot, I can't see what is going on in the far end. So I have to move my infantry forward, because on legendary difficulty, what you have is that your ability to zoom in is not infinite, which you have in lesser difficulties. So I would actually have to put infantry or units in a particular part of the field to be able to see around that field, and then that is a function of the type of units. So if you have units which are excellent spotter, then they are able to see a lot more. So for example, if you play as the Huns and you have got stealth units, if you play as Aksum, you have got certain units which have got stealth in them, then they see a lot more. Units which can stay hidden and fire, they see a lot more. Celts see a lot. Celts have, of course, the great ability of having night fights in every battle, so that's fantastic. And then you can deploy your troops. No, sorry, only the Picts have night battles enabled. What all the Celtic factions have is that all units can do guerrilla deployment. So you can place troops everywhere around the field to have immediate vision and move forward and basically surprise the enemy and give them a very hard time. Celts are a lot of fun to play. Also, the Celtic religion, which is Celtic paganism, that is a fantastic religion to have, because it gives 3% wealth on every building. So being an economic min-maxer, so I'm a min-maxer. If you see my gameplays on my city builders, I love these pixels. I'm a pixel hoarder, and I love hoarding all of these pixels. It gives me a lot of joys, just like the joys which these NFT whales get on getting their Bored Ape memes. And then that's what I go and do. And then if I am economically min-maxing, which I love to do, and you get the 3% bonus, that's a tremendously powerful economic bonus. Of course, not as the most powerful economic bonus is the Eastern Roman Empire, with a 5% interest rate on at the end of on the wealth which is left behind at the end of every turn. That's just absurd. It's 5 times 4, and let's compound that. Let's add maybe 2 more percent. So that's like 22% per year, and that's a lot. That's I don't trust anybody who tells that to me, that we're going to give you 22%. So right now what I have done is I brought forward a particular slinger unit which has given a lot of nice shots. It's got 73 kills. It's not a lot, because remember, the unit which goes in and fires first gets the least number of kills, because the first shots are going to start lowering the HP of the particular unit. So the second guy which goes and fires, then it might fire on something which has got low HP, and then convert it into a kill. Right now we have a tremendous opportunity. Their archers came out, and Persian archers, they are no joke. So desert factions, so Armenia, Sassanid Empire, their puppet states, they have very, very powerful archers. Be afraid. So I'm going to charge in with my Arabic horsemen, and these are also fantastic units. I just love these Persian mounted warriors. And of course I don't linger, because if these guys start firing, then my horses are not going to last, and I don't have that many horses. I don't have quality, neither quantity. And what we are going to do is basically move in opportunistically and move out while serpentining. So there you go. You can see the shots are coming for our Arabic horsemen. Immediately change directions. As soon as the shots leave the bow, they are going to land where they have been fired at. The arrows cannot change their direction. Unless you're playing Warhammer, then probably they do, because magic and ogres can do that. The arrows they fire can magically change direction because they are guided missiles. Because the game has to be easy, right? I'm this NFT bro. I'm 12 years old. I like to watch PewDiePie, and I think he's a great, profound thinker. And therefore, given his profound wisdom, I need to play an easy game, because games are to relax, not like Attila, which is going to, give you a hard time. Who wants to do that? Your job is already giving you a hard time. Your boss is giving you a hard time. Why do you want the game to give you a hard time? Right? Then there are some of us who want the game to be challenging, and that is what Attila does for me and its hardcore supporters. That's why, as I said in the first one, this is the greatest huzzah of Sega and CA. This is the greatest Total War. This is the culmination of human effort in this amazing franchise. And then they decided that, this is the high point. Let's go low. Let's go very low. Let's go to 3 kingdoms. Let's go to goblins, immortal kingdoms. Let's expand the map. Let's have cities floating in the sky where they are going to shit bricks on the enemy. That's what should happen to games. And so Total War is dead. Pharaoh will be a complete nonsense release. I have very, very low hopes. And from what I'm seeing from expert commentators like Total War Cat talk about it. Of course, when I see some people who play Attila on very easy, or they continue playing, Warhammer, then I don't view their opinions very highly. But say somebody like Total War Cat, when he says that yes, for XYZ, very, very detailed reasons why Pharaoh is going to be a failure, I tend to believe him, and it also matches with my own personal thoughts on this matter, which are not just made up on the spot, but after a lot of internal reflections. Because floating cities shitting bricks on the enemy is of course a legitimate target and a legitimate weapon. So our troops have now begun to enter, and I think here I make a bit of a mistake that I move my cohorts in. Well, cohorts can fight the best, but they are not the best at absorbing arrows. So they are very good fighters, but they're not good at the purpose right here, because I don't need to fight currently. There's nobody here to fight. What I need is my Limitani border guards to go in and make the best stationary testudo in the game, which they do. At this stage, of course, the Herculeani Seniores will do, of course. The Cornuti Seniores are going to do much better testudos. Nobody is denying it, because they have more armor, better block chance. But at this stage, we can't think about the army that we would want. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put my cohorts behind this building so that even if they're firing at an arch, some of these arrows are going to undershoot, and I am going to save some of my boys through this. They are now they are panicking a little bit, I guess, because we are beginning to enter the city, and we are going to send forward our troops. We have already donated all of our projectiles, so that has gone through very clearly. However, they have a lot of archers which they had hidden behind the barricade, to which I don't have any access to. So the only thing that I can do presently is to basically move my cohorts forward, break the barricade, reach to that soft spot of projectiles, and then basically cut them to size, because those projectiles can't stand up to anything. So these weak units of Persian levy which are coming forward, they are not going to stand up to cohorts, never. But of course, if they do manage to hold us at a particular choke point in the city, then that could be problematic for us. Any and all units which are done firing are moved back, so that I have a very clean selection of people who are going to move into the city. We are winning the city battle at the mouth. I am going to focus on entering through one part only via the infantry, and then I'll keep the other side open for our cavalry to enter and do a hammer and anvil. That is why I went ahead and made the second breach. I didn't need to do it. I better use, potentially you could say, would be to fire on these troops itself and just burn them with fire shot. But I am compassionate, and you know me, guys. I just think the best for our enemies. As you know, this channel is of course there to help our enemies disappear, so that they don't have to exist. And we do that through total war. We do that through a lot of deceit, through a lot of betrayal, which is of course for our sunshine, and of course for their mental health too. As you can see, we have got a very powerful punching glove right here. So right now, that's why I kept the thumbnail of the superhero punching the teeth out of the Armenians, because we have formed a very good infantry blob going right now, and they're going to move forward. So as you can see right now, they have broken through the barricade, and they are now moving into heavy melee. So they still have a few units which are fighting us and holding us at the entrance, but our horses are coming from the back, and very soon we will see. Look at our horses go. Look at this. This is how beautiful the cities are, and look at this. This is as if you're riding. Let's ride with the boys. Our horses are reaching. They are like Valkyries coming down to aid our boys who are caught up in that little bit of a chokehold. They are rounding this bend, which is very difficult given that these right angles are very difficult for so many horses, and bam, there goes our punch. Here comes the punch line, and that's the cavalry, and we have done a beautiful hammer and anvil, and there you can see they are already folding. So the last unit is going to be losing. It's a sword unit, really doesn't have a chance. Then we are going to move towards the citadel, and we are going to take the Cortona, we are going to take the Dogecoins, because Elon Musk thinks that using Dogecoin to use as legitimate currency is a good idea, because he's going to take the company private at $420. So makes complete sense. And therefore we want this currency so that we can rebuild the Balkans. As you know, Balkans are of course a very good front which makes a lot of money, and does the best for our empire. Very religiously harmonious place, which we are going to just make sure that every religion has got equal representation. There are no hatreds, no old family feuds. There are a lot of good history which is taught, so that people are not obsessed by history. They are knowledgeable about history, not obsessed by it, so that we can develop the cuisine of that place, and that everybody respects each other's cuisine, each other's religious belief. Build a very nice homogeneous place, and that's why we need this cryptocurrency. So we are going to get rid of this Persian bows which is standing somehow. Look at this. There are like 500 dudes around you. Why are you charging horses with those little daggers? There, you got it in your face. That's what you deserve. That's That's what you deserve. There we go. Run him down, boys. Run him down. Now we are going to move towards the citadel. They are already all wavering, and yeah, at this point I have moved in 3 Limitani border guards, which is more than enough to take on this this general. However, be very careful that the general can charge you, and he will come down this ramp, so he can get a very good charge bonus. So be ready to go ahead and get into a stationary testudo in case you think that's necessary, if you see the general is about to charge. Always rest your boys up before they go and do the charge, because it's very important that warriors can never perform if they charge when they are out of breath. A warrior out of breath is completely useless. We are going to rest up our boys. Meanwhile, we are going to take their bastion onagers. We're going to move our horses back. Horses got a bit of a hammering from a bunch of these idiot archers that these guys had. And given the constrictions in these city battles, then always it's very difficult. It is a bit difficult to go ahead and get into cities. That's why we love Attila, because you see the entire city, you use it for its benefit. I was crestfallen when I played Warhammer, and then in Warhammer 1, where you had good chance if it was a city fight, and I had enough spears and archers, and I was like, okay, maybe they are not as good as Roman infantry, but probably they'll hold up and I can win this fight. Guess what? In a city fight, you fight outside the city, because Warhammer, you have a town which the enemy has attacked. The town has a garrison which is inside the town. You press play, and then you see you are in the middle of a field. You have been transported magically from your town to middle of bumfuck nowhere, and then there you are, and you are going to fight in an open battlefield where you have no protection against anything. You can't use buildings, you can't use the rocks, you can't use the terrain features, because the feature is completely flat. It's a flat piece of land, and there you are. Go ahead and try to defend, and you can't, because the reason I kept them to come into the city is that I would use the city. You are going to see in the series how I use cities. I'm a very good defensive fighter. I enjoy those defensive fights. I enjoy, of course, also fighting outside, because only defensive battles are not going to win the war. But of course, so we get the Armenian king. Also, we destroy this place. We are going to wreck it completely. First we're going to loot it once, and then we're going to break it down quite a lot. Now if you break cities down, that increases immigration onto adjacent provinces, and I have only one province which is adjacent to Armenian province, so that will get a little bit of unhappiness, but I can't help it. But so are the enemies going to get a little bit of immigration negative bonus. So those are my enemies, so that's nice, I think. Let's go ahead. We're going to rack it up very much. So here I am not going to raise the city. I could have, but I shan't, because I won't be able to get back to Tosp. We have to defend Tosp. That is why I come to wreck it completely, ensure that there are no buildings standing, and then I come back to Tosp. If I don't do that, then Media Atropatene is going to come and attack Tosp. And the problem is that we are playing This is Total War without losing a single battle, or without losing a single city. We are not going to raise our core territories. Of course, we can raise Tosp. Okay, let's start firing whoever is not needed, and also let's prepare for the storm, because a big storm is coming. The Sassanids will be coming at our throats from the next episode on, boys, and that is going to be epic, because we have got the entire might of the Sassanid Empire and their puppet states coming for Amida, coming for Duin, and all I have is the least number of soldiers that I can put in their path, because I shan't be able to spend a lot of money. Now I'm going to set up a little trap for the Tanukids, in which I end the turn and we will wait for the Tanukids to come in. I've put a minimum force within range of Emesa fortified, and we are going to wait for the Tanukids to surprise us and come at us, where they are going to get very, very swiftly eliminated. That is for next turn. Stay tuned, guys. This is just the beginning of the Eastern Roman Empires. This is total war. We are going to go to the end with this. We're going to destroy everybody. Here comes the Tanukids. Welcome to the jungle, punk. Take a look around. This has been the Strategic Indian, signing out.